Your dopamine is controlling you. And I'm saying this because that is the truth. So if you go through your screen time and you look at it, most people will have hours and hours and hours on their phone, probably on TikTok or YouTube or some type of social media like Instagram. It's a big part of our day that we consume because of entertainment. Now, if you really ask yourself why you do this, it's because of dopamine. You get a hit off of these kind of things. You get a hit off of the vibrant colors that you see. You get a hit off of the entertainment that they provide, whether it's something that really cool happened in this video or some motivational speech or some sad video, or it's so much stuff. There's so much that you get your dopamine off of. But the point is, I'm saying your dopamine is controlling you because it does. It controls your time, it controls your productivity, because you're gonna go where the dopamine is. That's why you do some of the bad stuff that you do, and that's why you do some of the good stuff that you do, is because you get good hits off of it. When you help somebody on the street, it's because you feel good. You get a hit from helping this person. You feel good about yourself. When you waste your time on your phone all day, why did you do that? Because you get a hit off of it, because that's your dopamine. Why do you wait for that text for somebody for hours and hours on end? Because you're getting a dopamine every time you see that notification pop up with their name on it, right? We all do it. We're human. So what I would say is start shifting your dopamine to things that actually benefit you, so that it lures you into doing them, which will increase your productivity. For example, I'll tell you a story about me. When I was in school, I would always tell myself I was never going to read. I was never going to read anything. I hated reading. I couldn't stand it. I didn't understand the point of just sitting there looking at pages in a book and just reading words. I always thought it was so boring, and I could never do that. Fast forward to now that I'm older, out of school, and I have the ability to learn what I want, now I'm reading books every day, because it's just I gain so much from it. But I also get a dopamine hit off of it. So now all my brain thinks about is, man, I can't wait to read this, or man, I can't wait to create content. Man, I can't wait to go to the gym. All these things benefit me. And you're probably wondering, how do you even do that? Because a lot of people, they're stuck in this loop for time and time again. They don't know how to get out of it. And here's what I would say. Stop hurting yourself over this, and learn to take it slow, because sometimes, we all want it to be fast and quick. And I think it definitely happens faster than you think if you just go at it with a slow intention. Here's what I mean. So for example, if you really want to take time off your phone, you just can't get yourself to not look at your phone, you're always on it. I say, for a time out of your day, let's say you want to read, for example, read a business book, or maybe you want to read, I don't know, maybe you're into psychology, I don't know. Whatever you're into, find a book or something if that's what you want to do, and take just 10 minutes out of your day to just read for 10 minutes. That's it. No distractions, no nothing, just 10 minutes of just reading. Do that every single day you possibly can, just for 10 minutes. You can just get off, you can just leave and get off. And you might notice that when you do this, you do the 10 minutes, you might be like, well, I really want to read more. And this is what you do in that situation. You read more. And you keep reading until finally, maybe you're like, all right, I think I'm done reading for now. Let me go find something else to do. And what I think this will do, and I'm not a doctor or anything, I'm not a professional, but what I think this does is that it trains your brain to kind of get used to the fact that you're reading now. You're benefiting off. You're like, oh, I learned this off of this. I really gained this from this. I really gained that. And your brain is telling yourself that, okay, I'm benefiting a lot off of this. Whereas instead of benefiting off pure entertainment off my phone, now I'm benefiting off not only entertainment, but also knowledge from a book. So I feel like now here's where consistency is key. You do this for so long, and I think that you can truly change the way your brain kind of thinks, which will help with your consistency and your productivity. I think dopamine controls you in a lot of sense, and you don't even realize it. Why do you do things that are fun? Because it feels good. You get enjoyment out of it. That's dopamine. Why do you watch movies and TV shows? Why do you hang out with the people that you do? Because it feels good, That's why. But you just have to understand that dopamine, it can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. Dopamine can be the biggest propeller in your life, And it can also be the biggest holdback in your life. If your dopamine is tied to the wrong things, that's going to hold you back. But if it's tied to the right things, that's what's going to keep you forward. Think of it like somebody who gets their dopamine off of reading books and somebody who gets their dopamine off of just purely consuming just brain dead content online all the time, right? Brain dead content, you get nothing out of it but entertainment. That's why your brain keeps going back to it. Books, depending on what you're reading, but let's say that it's, stuff you actually gain knowledge from. You get entertainment because the entertainment in your head is that you're learning something that you want to learn. So I would say find something that you actually want to do or learn and do that. And just realize that, okay, the thing I want to do and learn, is that actually going to benefit me or not? If it does, I say do that and try to switch your time going from your phone to reading a book. And this can be with anything, not just reading. Like if you want to start going to the gym, just start slow. Don't go crazy. You could do 10 minutes of calisthenics. You could do 30 minutes in the gym if you want. But I say, like, when you do it for that time period, if your brain is like, or if you're telling yourself, you're like, man, but I don't want this to be over, I want to keep doing it, then just keep doing it for however long you want or how long you need to, and then go from there. And I think that's what will keep you in the loop of wanting to do these kind of things. So, yeah, it's all about just switching to where you get your dopamine from. So start doing that. And I don't think that social media is necessarily a terrible thing. I think we can learn a lot from social media, but it just depends on what kind of content you're consuming. A lot of people consume just like memes and just pure entertainment stuff that doesn't bring knowledge, but there is also a lot of content on your feed that you can learn a lot from. It just depends on what you consume. So I say, if you want to keep consuming content, but you want to start consuming more like knowledgeable content, find something you want to learn about, look it up on YouTube or TikTok, and I think if you watch enough of this stuff, eventually the feed will just naturally give it to you. So you can do that too. But I think when you can actually change your dopamine to these things that actually benefit you, I think that's when your life will get a lot better. And I think you'll feel good about yourself. Because we all know that feeling, like we've been on our phone, we lay in bed all day, we're like, man, all this time I just wasted and I can't even do anything. When I could have been doing this. And those things that you list off, try doing more of those things. Because you're like, man, I really could have went to the gym today, but I was too lazy. Man, I could have just read a book for 10 minutes today and I would have been way more productive. Man, I could have cleaned my house or cleaned my room, or been more productive that way. I could have learned a language. I could have done this. I could have talked to this person. I haven't talked to this person in a while. Maybe it'd be a good idea to go have a conversation with them, other than just sitting on my phone, which I could literally use my phone to talk to this person, or I could go meet this person in real life. There's so many things that you could do to benefit your time. It's just, you gotta teach yourself, and it comes down to discipline. And a lot of people struggle with that. I think that's like one of the biggest struggles nowadays is discipline and just pure dopamine hits. You just gotta change the way your brain thinks, and it is hard, but I think you will feel like a completely different person if you can just get over that obstacle. Look at it this way: if it's hard, then you probably should be doing it. Obviously, I'm not saying that literally everything that is hard is a good thing, but most of the stuff, like going to the gym, that's hard. Reading a book, let's be honest, that's kind of hard to sit down and just read words on a page. That's difficult for some people. Some people, it's hard to go and just talk to random people. Like there's hard things for everybody, but all these things benefit you. So you just gotta kind of choose your difficulty, choose your hard. Is it harder? Let me put it this way: you lay in bed, you rot in there all day, you watch TikTok all day for 6 hours, whatever, waste all that time. Now, would you rather feel like that, or would you rather feel the way that you do when you read a book, or the way you do when you go to the gym, or the way you do when you talk to a certain person, or your family, or friends, or whatever, There's so many things that you're lacking benefit in just because you're wasting your time on pointless shit. Consuming content that doesn't benefit you, it's just waste of time. I'm not saying like never enjoy yourself. Obviously, there's times to enjoy yourself. I don't think it's a bad thing to go out every once in a while. I don't think it's a bad thing to watch a movie every once in a while. But like when your whole day, every day is dependent on that, like it's all you do, it becomes a problem. So, and it's all about like, I don't know how to word it, but yeah. It's just all about just changing what you're getting your hits from. I used to get my hits from video games. That was a big thing of mine. I used to do it all the time. And I'm not saying that video games is a bad thing. I think you can actually get smart from playing video games in a sense. I think there's literally science behind it. But when you're playing it every day and you're like just playing for like 10 hours straight, it gets to a point where like, okay, I could definitely be doing something else that will actually benefit me. But nowadays, video games could be the benefit for you. Maybe you're making money off of it. There you go. Now you're making money off of video games. Good for you, dude. So like, you just gotta find stuff that benefits you that you can get your dopamine from. What you're doing now, does this actually benefit you, or are you just wasting your time? Ask yourself that. If it's actually benefiting you, then go ahead and keep doing it. If it's not, and you're being truthful to yourself, then start finding other things that you know are gonna make you either smarter, stronger, healthier, more social. Maybe you have social problems. I know that's a big problem nowadays, is social issues. Just find something to benefit you as a person and do that. It's like what I said in my other video, level up your character. How do you level up? Gain knowledge, get stronger, get healthier, look better, take care of your skin, brush your teeth, take care of yourself, create content, do something you've never done before, do something you're scared of. It's so many things you can do to truly benefit yourself. So you cannot sit there and tell me that there's nothing there. There's plenty of stuff. It's just up to you whether or not you want to do it. So I think when at first you're like, man, I really don't want to do this, but I know it would definitely benefit me. For example, the gym. Man, I really know this would benefit me, but I really don't want to do it. Just take 10 minutes out of your day to be active. And then you might be like, man, I really feel good when I'm doing this. I want to do it longer. Keep doing it then. Just do it longer past 10 minutes. And you never know. You might end up doing it for like an hour. And there you go. You worked out for an hour, you feel good, and you were productive. So good for you. But I say that's like a good way to keep the cycle going. Just make sure you don't end it by just going back to just consuming content all the time. And there's going to be those days where that's going to happen. You're going to sit on your phone, you're going to scroll and scroll and scroll, and then you just got to make sure that you're actually there to be like, okay, I'm literally scrolling my life away. It's time to put the phone down. I have that problem too. I'm not perfect. None of us are. You're not perfect. I'm not. So just do that. Find stuff that will benefit you, that you think you'll enjoy. And a lot of the stuff is going to be new stuff. Like I said, reading books was never my thing. But I actually got the chance to learn stuff I want, and now I'm doing it. So I find it more enjoyable. So that's the way. Do that and do it for a month. See how you feel. Do you feel better or do you feel worse? I'm telling you, you're going to feel better. Nobody is going to feel worse by doing something that benefits them, that they know is building up their character. Nobody's going to feel worse from that. But that's really it. Dopamine is your biggest controller. So learn to control your dopamine. If you can control your dopamine, you can pretty much control anything. So good for you. Go down that path. That path where you're a smarter person, you're a stronger person, you're healthier, you're a better mindset. Do all that. Do it. It will benefit you, and I think you'll have a better life in the long run too. So, other than that, that's really all to say. Dopamine is your biggest controller, and life isn't too short to make a change.